Path of Exile 2.
Back to the soil.
Hi, Damon Phil here. It's been a roller coaster this launch, and I've got mixed feelings about Path of Exile 2. Let's begin. My personal experience consists of multiplayer, solo play, and casual roaming. In my last video, I said I would start Monk, and that's what I did. Monk Invoker it is, and I love it. I started out Act 1 with a friend, multiplayer from the get-go. Starting on the beach, you instantly feel that the game is slow. The areas feel big for the slowness of the player. On the upside, it's gorgeous. And the WASD is a brilliant addition. Continuing to play, we got new levels, gems to study, and gem combos. So it's fun. The first act has the ritual mechanic to play and interact with. We also saw an essence along the way, which made us happy and continued to play. We cruised through the first act while licking each and every zone to get loot, experience, and gear. In 6 hours or so, we arrived at the first act boss, and it did not go well. We tried 3 times and failed miserably, with good gear and overleveled. We then got back to town to upgrade our gear and verify if we could do any upgrades to our build. After a total of 7 attempts, I lost patience and decided to go to bed. I was frustrated, and my friend too. We had fun until all the fun was sucked out by one overtuned boss. Overtuned power and the sponginess. It just felt bad. Yes, it's early access, but this is not a good experience for players. The next day, I log in, still a bit mad. I go straight away for the boss and I prepare for it mentally. It took me 40 seconds and it was done. I knew the fight so much it wasn't even fair for the boss. Awkward at best for the feeling, but it's done. I get in Act 2 and wow, the scenery is absolutely incredible, magnificent, majestic. The game is simply gorgeous. The Act 2 game map is a bit confusing at first, but I got the hang of it. And then I immediately get my ass destroyed going out of town by sneaky little bugs that surrounded me. I couldn't get out. I just can't. This is very annoying, but I get with learning the mobs and, lesson learned, don't let them surround you in solo play. Continuing through the act, my theory crafting came in handy for leveling up and gearing, but I know for a fact that not all players will be able to clear as fast as I can and understand defenses in this ruthless game. All along the act, it feels wide empty, but beautiful. Why is there no mechanic of some sort to engage in? and my loot is clearly not up to par with party play. My friend logs in, and now we start to get going, and I literally get a transmute orb, 3 packs of mob in. It feels good and bad at the same time because I've been playing for 3 hours solo, and in 1 minute of multiplayer I just got more. Not very fun. My friend also started to get annoyed at the lack of engagement of the campaign. The story is very good, but crossing an empty desert to find nothing and have minimal yet no interaction with the world, or missing an entry point because you got jumped by a pack of blue mob? The game was not very fun and not very rewarding for all the effort we've put it in. The early game lacks reward for the risk you encounter. And again, the lack of engagement to test the build and new skills. My friend Bjorn said to me that this game is a Dark Exile Dawn game. And I agree. He logged out, sad and annoyed that the game felt empty, not rewarding, and doesn't respect the time you've put in. His build was a new player perspective, and he lost the majority of his gold due to trying to respec. And after 15 hours of this snail pace ARPG, starting back is not on the table. Look, we are veteran of the gaming world, and we're not having fun. The game is a soft, hardcore approach to all encounter and bosses. Bosses which are amazingly designed, but I can see it being trouble for new player and less skilled players. For a sequel that made us enjoy loot explosion, that's a weird start. Is this game called Ruthless Path of Exile 2 or Path of Exile 2? It's been rough to see my friend leave the game. We both feel robbed in some way. We were promised a game, not a burden. I continued solo. A bit heartbroken that my friend left. But I love my monk build, and that's basically why I continued. I was overleveled at that point, so I decided to go do my ascendancy, and it was pretty smooth for me. Because it's not always the same run you'll have. The Act 2 final part is fun somehow. And I had to get good with the Act boss. It gave me a little bit of challenge, but I got it, you know? Now, Act 3. Oh boy, again. We're talking about beautiful emptiness and bosses that one-shots. But very interesting bosses, and at that point, my build was starting to feel very good and I'm crushing content. I also started to feel the need to always check all vendors, which I was doing, but even in the other act upon level up, because all vendors refreshes on level up. So now I got to go look for all vendor items because of the scarce loot and crafting orb. I thought Grinding Gear Game wanted us to craft items, not spend my money in vendors for uncrafting, for having a little bit of currency to continue to craft. It's a bit weird. Now, since the patch, loot got updated. But still, the risk versus reward feels very weird. Is it misplaced? I don't know, but weird. In Act 1, 2, and 3. Right now, I'm in late Act 3 of Cruel, and I'm going into maps while this video will come out. And I'll make a video on my whole build choices post meta nerf gems. As I said, I've got mixed feelings about this game right now. My build, personally, is very good. I love my ascendancy choices, even with the trials that are very hard and annoying for no reason, but hey. Also, here are some stuff I was thinking about for Path of Exile 2. Can we have a $500 refresh button on vendor, please? That would really be fun, because you would have there would be a cost to refreshing the vendor, so you know, it would be good. Can I combine 3 level 1 support gems to get a level 2 or something like that, you know, please? Also, for the combo skill like the bell, can we please have an icon over my character's head? Just, you know, for knowing when it pops out, just not having to go look back and forth where you are on your cursor. And most of all, can you nerf the damage of all on death effect? Or remove them simply at all, because they're not fun for the pacing of this game. Path of Exile 1 was a very, very zoomy, zoom game. Of course they're gonna put on that effect. It's a way to, you know, calibrate. But this is way too much. Way too much on that effect. It's not fun. It's just not fun for on that effect. So I don't want to be this video all doom and gloom, because the game is not that bad, but the first experience was very weird. It's a very, very mixed emotions for me. Also, IGN in their review are absolutely right. The game is an 8 out of 10. Do not recommend right now in early access. It needs to be cooked in the oven a bit more. And I think that they should have probably give us Act 4 as soon as possible, and do something in the first act. That the second act feels empty and the third act feels also empty. There's nothing to do in the game. Specifically when you're a veteran like us, like me. So, only love, keep gaming, peace out.